I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes home and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes home and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes home and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore.
This is the Revolting Blob, and you're watching Cold TV. Ah!
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60, where we recap everything that's happened in the past couple weeks in the world of professional wrestling. I'm Xlj the Og, joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. B. Roll.
How are we doing out there, world? Hope we're all doing fine and dandy and sweet like candy. Um, how are you, good sir?
Doing all right. Good thing, all things considered. It's been a rough couple weeks, but doing all right. Glad to be here with you tonight. Glad to be here with you all join us here on Cole TV, and excited to talk about some pro wrestling action because a lot happened these past couple weeks in pro wrestling.
That is right. Jam packed. Really, really solid, important shows from all over the globe and everything.
So much.
But if I may, do an aside. During this time of year, if you're ever bored and you need something to do, watch the NHL playoffs.
There you go.
That is from complete left field, I know.
I'm comforted that you're getting into hockey now, by the way.
Yeah. So,
but fuck the Flyers. Just let me throw that out there.
That is
Go
true.
Pens.
I'll say this. I don't claim to completely understand hockey, but man, playoff hockey it's electric, and
it really is.
It'll wet your whistle. So
yes,
if you're bored on the evening and look for something to do, watch some playoff hockey.
There you go. But
there you go.
It can't see you being bored in the world of pro wrestling because there's so much that's going on. So much happened the past couple of weeks. So, as always, when we get started and get right into it, I'll let you hit us with that sweet, sweet line, my friend.
That is right. This is P-Dub to the city, and I say the clock starts now.
All right. Our top story this week, we've got new champs everywhere, folks. In the past couple of weeks, we've got multiple singles champions, multiple tag team champions across the globe in Japan, in the UK, here in the States, and we're going to talk about all of them. But man, oh man, we have got a lot to talk about, like I say, that's happened here in the past couple of weeks, Mr. B-Roll. And we're going to start in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling as one of their biggest shows of the year took place last weekend. Wrestling Dontaku weekend took place. Of course, 2 nights of action in Tokyo. We got to talk about this, man. Like, night 1, we had in the main event, Andrade El Idolo successfully would defeat Yoto Tsuji for the Global Heavyweight Championship. He is now the Global Champion. You don't understand the significance of this for Andrade? Because if you look at the original formation of that global title, it was a combination with the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Andrade Aslam Sombra, I butchered that to hell. I apologize. My tongue did not want to work with me there. He actually won he was one of the first IWGP Intercontinental Champions. So full circle many years later. But we've talked about it on PW60 here this year. Andrade El Idolo is on fire right now. Like, he is having the year of, I would easily say he's my comeback wrestler of the year so far, and it's just May. But the stuff he's accomplished already within this year is incredible, to say the least. What did you think of this global championship matchup from Wrestling Dontaku?
I mean, this is definitely probably between this and the Newman Takagi match is the matches that everyone are talking about from Dontaku. And I'm a little surprised Tsuji lost, but
I know, right?
But like you said, Andrade he's just on fire lately.
He really is.
And Tsuji 2 belts is no more.
No more. Yeah, that's right. Now you have Andrade, who has brought gold not only to the United Empire, but as well as the Don Callis family, considering he's available for both. So there you go. But this match was incredible, to say the least. some spots. My God, the spot with the and the ringside at the post and stuff with Andrade, that was sick. But nonetheless, this is our match of the week here on PW60. Andrade El Idolo against Yota Tsuji from night 1 at Wrestling Duntaku. Now let's talk about night 2. And boy, oh boy, there was a lot that happened on night 2, Mr. B-Roll. First off, Sonata is back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He revealed himself as the mysterious masked man who has been attacking Takeshita. And now we know Sonata is back. Sonata, before he left, man, he was kind of he was doing some odd stuff. And I gotta say, I don't think that's gonna change with Sonata coming back here. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens because I don't think he's with House of Torture anymore. I hope not. Or is he? I don't know. He hasn't really come out and say. We don't know what Sonata's intentions are, other than the fact that he wants to take out Takeshita and be the new New Japan Pro Wrestling Television Champion. And that match we will be talking about here momentarily. But Sonata kicking off the night on night 2 with a huge surprise, returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Another big surprise, too, in a match that was added on night 1, the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship has changed hands as the team of El Desperado and Mystico are your new IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions. A huge win for them. They have a lot of momentum, especially going into the Best of Super Juniors tournament, which is about to start. It's going to be very interesting to see how long their reign lasts and what type of momentum these two will have going into the Best of Super Juniors tournament. But, man, that's another guy, too, Mystico, man. There's nothing that man can't do. I mean, good God, this year alone, he's already been a trios champion in AEW. He's a trios champion in CMLL. He's the current CMLL middleweight champion. Now he's an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. I mean, think about that, B-roll. We're not even halfway through the calendar year.
His luggage must be ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, with all that gold he's holding, man. But no, seriously, think. This man has held championship gold in arguably 3 of the biggest companies in professional wrestling in the world today. And we're not even halfway through the year. Like, it's amazing. Like, as good as a year Mystico had last year, somehow it seems like he's topping it. So it's going to be very interesting once again to see where Mystico and El Desperado go from here. And like I say, a lot of momentum going into the Best of Super Juniors tournament.
And let me just say this: at Forbidden Door, he has to defend all of them.
He's gonna be a busy man then.
That'd be crazy.
Speaking of trios champions, folks, we have new never open weight 6-man tag team champions, as well as the United Empire, adding more gold, as Will Ospreay, Hanare, and the Great Ohan would win the never open 6-man tag team championship. Right now, B-roll, the United Empire is dominating and ruling New Japan Pro Wrestling because Callum Newman would successfully retain his IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Shingo Takagi. But that's not the story everybody's talking about on this one, folks. It's the aftermath. You and I talked about this. The story right now with Will Ospreay, we think by far right now, is the most compelling, unique, and interesting story going on in all professional wrestling. So after the match, Callum Newman, man, being the little arrogant prick that he has been lately, just getting right in Ospreay's face, calling him out, saying calling him a death rider and stuff. Of course, Ospreay telling him more or less he's got to change his style due to like injuries and stuff. He's trying to find himself, but he's always a United Empire boy through and through. And he reminded him too, who created the United Empire was Will Ospreay. But B-roll, what do you make of this Callum Newman, Will Ospreay like stuff that's going on? What's going on in the United Empire, you think?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, hands down, probably the best story going in wrestling today. It's being brilliantly executed, I would say. I love the whole in-ring thing and everything. Like, come on, Death Rider. Like,
I know. Yeah.
It's like,
and then you look what's going on with AEW. You got the Death Riders, trying to smarten Will up, supposedly. You got the Ops who are kind of like, hey, We're the ones who protected you originally from the Death Riders. Like, if you're not with us, you're against us, pretty much. So
Uh-huh. So
it's
it's like an onion. There's many layers, and there's
oh yeah,
there's multiple promotions where this story is being told.
that's a beautiful thing with this too. And I can't recall in a long time where a high profile story like this has been told through multiple major companies. So you and I both have talked about it too. By the time we get to Forbidden Door, it's going to be very interesting to see where these two are. But in the world of New Japan, we do got to stop before there, and we have some very big implications talking about oh yeah, light skin. Yeah, absolutely. It is so like blending and everything. It's beautiful, man. But we Cal Newman, the cocky, arrogant heel prick that he is, pretty much calling out Yoda Tsuji and Shingo Takagi at the end of Dontaku, as at the Road to Ignition, they would have a tag match. If anybody could pin Callum Newman, they would be guaranteed a shot at Dominion. And guess what? Yoda Tsuji getting some momentum back as he pinned Callum Newman, and we know the main event at Dominion will be for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Yoda Tsuji challenging Callum Newman. I mean, Newman is awful cocky. I mean, he's only had the one title defense. I just have a feeling in my gut, I think Tsuji's going to be going into Dominion, and he's going to take his belt back. That's what I feel like is going to happen. As interesting as a run it's been so far for Newman.
Wouldn't it be brilliant if shenanigans or something happen and Will Ospreay comes out and Newman like wants him to do something, but then Ospreay like doesn't do it because the whole character struggle of like who he is and everything.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, you have your match at Forbidden Door set up, and you don't even have to have the title involved in it to make it interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting couple of months here. What's gonna happen, especially in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But as we said, we're now on that road to Dominion in Osaka. The main event, as we mentioned, Tsuji and Noom for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. A lot of gold on the line as well. The global title will be on the line in a triple threat against Shota Umino and Driller Maloney in arguably, you could say, maybe the biggest match of his career to date. So that's going to be a very interesting triple threat. We mentioned earlier, Takeshita will be defending the New Japan World Television title against Sonata. I'm excited for this one. The IWGP Tag Team Championships on the line, as the KO brothers will defend against Hanare and Great Oham from United Empire. May be the toughest challenge to date for the KO brothers, but I will stand on this hill. I think the Knockout Brothers, Yuta Ice and Oscar, are the best tag team in pro wrestling today. So I am really excited for that one. Speaking of tag,
yeah, I could see this. So I'm gonna say this: if the KO brothers lose, I think Newman retains. Like I feel like it could just be a match of like
that's an
all the gold in United Empire. If that makes sense.
I don't know. But speaking of tag action, this will be a fun one too. You've got TMDK will be going against Yuya Uemura and Taichi. And the Never Open title is up for grabs. Aaron Wolf will challenge Ren Narita. Of course, we'll have some more matches, I'm sure, announced for Dominion as it gets closer to it. Stay tuned here on PW60, and we will let you know what all is going to go down at Dominion coming up next month in Osaka in JPW. But speaking of Japan, another huge show took place in Japan. Pro Wrestling Noah's Spring Mayhem event took place. And I got to say, I think this may be the shocker of the year. We have got a new GHC heavyweight champion. Shane Haste has defeated Yoshika Inamura for the GHC heavyweight championship. This match was incredible. A classic strong style matchup. Went back and forth. Honestly, if it wasn't for the Tsuji match and Andrade, this would have been our match of the week by far, because this match was incredible. And I gotta say, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Yoshika Inamura had one hell of a run as the GHC heavyweight champion, but now Shane Haste, only becoming, I believe, the second Gaijin to ever win the GHC Heavyweight Championship. So that is remarkable unto itself. Man, oh man, if you haven't watched this matchup or you want to watch this matchup, go to the Wrestle Universe app, and you can watch the whole show, which the whole card was amazing, but this main event was incredible. But I got to say, I didn't have this on my bingo card for this year, but Shane Haste has been a phenomenal wrestler throughout the years. Of course, we've seen him a lot of times in tag teams. Of course, TMDK, now affiliating himself with Kenta's group in Pro Wrestling Noah, which, by the way, he did call out Kenta as his first challenger, and that match will be taking place here in the near future in Pro Wrestling Noah. But man, oh man, congratulations to the journeyman and the incredible Shane Haste. He is our Wrestler of the Week this week here on PW60, your new GHC Heavyweight Champion, Shane Haste. And, of course, he wasn't the only one walking out of Spring Mayhem with gold. We also have a new GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion. Dragon Bane would defeat Amuksa for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. And as you can see, he was already the Junior Tag Champion, so now he's a double champion. This is Dragon Bane's first singles championship in Pro Wrestling Noah. That was another tremendous matchup on this card. I'm telling you, Dragon Bane is one hell of a performer. Have you ever seen Dragon Bane before, B-Roll?
I don't know if I have or not.
Oh my God, you would know if you had. He is a badass. Do yourself a favor, look up some of his matches and stuff. But man, oh man, what an incredible encounter this was. But once again, Dragon Bane, your new GHC Junior Champion. And another big shocking moment on the night. Osawa would defeat Tetsu Naito in one-on-one action. This was a battle, of course, between Los Ingobernables and Osawa's group, Team 2000X. Of course, there would be a series of singles matches on the show that night. But Osawa, man, this was I was a little surprised. I'm not gonna lie, but I do think it's the right move because I mean this puts Osawa gives him a lot of credibility. And I mean, he already had good credibility to begin with, of course, but this may be one of the biggest wins of his career. So he was pretty much declaring that Los Ingobernables would now be merged with Team 2000X. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. But nonetheless, man, a huge win for him as part of Pro Wrestling Noah's. Oh, sorry, I had something. My computer did something. Okay, we're good. Sorry. As part of and your dog started going crazy. The Pro Wrestling Noah's Spring Mayhem show. Sorry. Speaking of Noah, one more thing we got to point out too. Naramuchi Marufuji would go on to win the Atlas Championship. But what's important about this is he has made history as he is the first ever Pro Wrestling Noah wrestler to win the Grand Slam titles in multiple divisions. The man has pretty much held every title in Pro Wrestling Noah. And you could easily say he is probably the most successful wrestler in Pro Wrestling Noah history. Of course, kind of brought in as like a heir apparent. It's amazing, I think, the similarities, his story between the founder of Pro Wrestling Noah, Mitsuara Misawa. But man, oh man, huge moment for him. And there's nothing that this man can't do. I mean, good God, I think he's in his late 40s, maybe early 50s or something. But Marufuji, man, he is freaking next level, incredible, living up to the hype of his greatness. And he just adds more to the story of the greatness of Marufuji. So, congratulations to him. Now, let's switch things up. We're going to go talk about Progress Wrestling in the UK. Had their big show, their 2-day show, Super Strong Style 16. Of course, the Super Strong Style tournament's taking place. But before we do that, talk about the results of that, we got to talk about what happened on the main event of day one. Folks, we have a new men's Progress world champion as Cara Noir would defeat man like Darius for that championship. Of course, he did some underhanded tactics to get there. But it was a no disqualification matchup. Anything was going, but Cara Noir once again holding that Progress Men's World Championship. Not even the love of so many Nans could help keep that championship on a man like Derice's waist.
I
But
see
man,
what
what
you
a
did
you
there.
see what I did there. But man, what a run he had. Like I personally, I hope he sticks around. I'm not gonna be shocked if you hear man like Derice kind of moving on. Because I mean he's just a freaking next level amazing talent, one of the top independent wrestlers in the world today. I personally I wouldn't mind seeing a matchup between these two, but Cara Noir, he's done it. Man, let me ask you something, B-roll. You've seen Cara Noir a couple of times. What do you make of this guy? Because I mean, he's definitely a unique character to say the least.
I think that's the best way to put it. Is unique, unique character for sure. Um, I think storytelling wise, especially with him and Doris, he makes a really good villain.
Yeah, he's a great. He's a fun to watch. Like he's kind of like he's a great villain, but he's also like fun to cheer for. I won't say babyface but I don't think he's really worked baby. He's just he's a
Yeah,
unique cat, man.
yeah.
Uh,
If I was to compare it to comics, um, and it's going to be kind of comical because with the face paint and everything, but like I think of kind of like Joker, right? Like because like Joker
yeah,
is a bad guy, but also wildly popular in his own regard, right?
yeah.
Um,
That's a good way of putting it. But man, oh man, what a like I say, huge momentum for Cara Noir. But I tell you what, you better watch out because yes, man like Derice has deserved a rematch, but there's somebody else who could lay claim
oh,
to
definitely.
being a serious challenger. And let's go into day 2 results of the Super Strong Style 16. Charles Crawley would go on to triumphantly win the men's Super Strong Style 16 tournament. Arguably, you could say outside of Derice, Charles Crawley is the most over wrestler in Progress Wrestling today. Like the fans absolutely love and adore him. What a tremendous performance he had there in the semifinals, going into the finals injured, and somehow pulling out the win. Here's the thing with Charles Crawley, and I've noticed this. I've been watching him for a couple years now, ever since I first saw him in Philadelphia a couple years ago at that Progress show. He gets better and better and better and better. In-ring works awesome. We know like what he can do promo wise. We know what he can do like from telling a story. Uh, dude, like I'm telling you, this guy is next level. And keep in mind, whatever chapter I forget it was before the Strong Style 16 tournament, what happened? Charles Crawley defeated Cara Noir. So he's already got a win over the world champion. B-roll.
Yeah.
What do you think of
Story
Charles
could write it.
Crawley?
Story could automatically write itself, right?
Really good.
Uh, I love Charles Crawley.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I got introduced to him around the same time you did, and was
Yep.
just captivated. And I think over like these past few years, he's just gotten more comfortable and everything in his own abilities and everything. And like you said, the crowd absolutely um, loved him and are eating out of the palm of his hand. Um, so I think great decision with him winning this tournament. Now on the women's side, there was only one that could win
Oh
it.
yeah. I've said it for how many times on this show, and I will stand by it. Riho by far is the best independent wrestler, not women's wrestler, the best independent wrestler going today. And she continued her reign of dominance as she would win the first ever women's super strong style tournament. How apropos for her, man. I mean, she is just freaking incredible. And I tell you what, she had a hell of a run and hell of a challengers too. I was privileged enough to see her first round matchup against Fixon in Vegas there, as she just ran rough shot through the tournament. Hell of a final too, by the way. Got to give a huge shout out to her and Giselle Shaw. Giselle Shaw, which by
Yeah.
the way, I was shocked. I shouldn't say shocked, but I was surprised that she got to the finals. Not that, because I thought for sure we were getting Kanji and Rio in the finals, because I think they're the two best women's wrestlers in the UK today.
Yeah.
But really cool moment here at the end too. You can see all the women coming out to really support Riho. But here's the thing, man. With this, I tell you who's not happy to see this. Your current Women's Progress World Champion, Alexis Falcon, because now she has got a date here in the very near future with Riho, the former Progress Women's World Champion. And I can tell you this right now, Riho is going to be coming to get her gold back, and rightfully so. But man, oh man, both days of action was incredible. Do yourself a favor, if you have Triller TV, you can go catch a replay of this over on Triller. It was some awesome wrestling action coming from the UK, and in my opinion, I think Progress Wrestling is by far the best company in the UK going today. Spill, we mentioned we had so many new champions to talk about. Got some more to talk about too. In the world of All Elite Wrestling, of course, this past Saturday was the first ever Fairway to Hell show, which, by the way, how freaking cool was this show? It was only an hour, but man, like Tony Khan, thank you. I love this idea. Please do this every year. I want to see more wrestling like in a simulated golf course. Like that arena, what it's in Florida, what's it called? Like the SoFi Golf Stadium or whatever.
Something like that, yeah. It's something SoFi, yeah.
But if you're not familiar, like a really popular thing in the world of golf right now is like indoor golf, like, and they have these simulated courses and stuff. And man, they really utilize that. But before we talk about that specific matchup, Mark Davis, the king of thick style, Mr. Badonkadonk, Mr. Juicy, is your new national champion. I think it's cool as shit, honestly. We've talked about Mark Davis. He's just gotten better and better, which is crazy because he was dealt a lot of like I mean, Aussie Open was an awesome tag team, but when Kyle Fletcher got out on his own and due to the Mark Davis injury, it was just like, oh wow. And then when Davis came back, it was just like, oh okay. But he slowly built himself up now to being this big badass single star, and now he's a champion in AEW. Man, huge congratulations to him. But what do you think of Mark Davis defeating Jack Perry at Fairway to Hell?
Yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised by it, I would say, but I'm gonna give credit where credit's due and say that, like, you called it, because it was like just 2 weeks ago. I feel like on this very show, you were like, talking about how Mark Davis has really been, doing really well, with all like the bad shit he's been dealt and everything, and like it seems like he's really kind of getting pushed, and look, now he's an AEW national champion.
Yeah, I mean, this man busted his ass, and let me tell you something, he had to bust the hell out of it because he's got a ginormous ass if you didn't already know. But no, seriously, huge congratulations to Mark Davis. An awesome victory for him, bringing more gold to the Don Callis family. But let's talk about it. Holy shit, this one. Darby Allin defended the AEW World title against Pac in a pretty much falls count anywhere anything goes. They were all over the place. They were in the sand. Like, good God, Darby Allin getting thrown off the bleachers like fucking 20 feet or whatever, because that's what Darby does. Dude, people talking about Darby Allin's title run, because he's literally been defending this belt every week. And he defended it twice this past week, because we're going to talk about that next, too, where he successfully retained against the TNT champion, Kevin Knight. Like, Darby Allin, like, I hear people criticize and stuff, and, wrestling, everybody's got an opinion. Or, it's everybody, like, for example, everybody's got an asshole, right? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one there. I butchered the hell out of that. Has to be your bull. Anyways, seriously though, man, like, I love what he's doing right now. He's defended that title week in, week out in these amazing, incredible matches. I think it's doing more long-term for the title and for Darby Allin itself. because he's just showing you like each champion's different to his own. I get MJF, when he had the title, kind of the chicken shit, but also in his mind, putting the title, making it prestigious only for certain events and stuff. And I get that too. But I don't know, man. There's just something about this Darby run I just love. But this matchup was sorry about that. Darby getting a huge win. What'd you think of this this crazy and chaotic AEW title match at Fairway to Hell?
Well, it wasn't on my bingo card to see somebody like get like suplexed into like a bunker, but now that I've seen it, like I can't unsee it, right?
I can't think of how many times I've wanted to do that to like a golf ball or like a club or something, because it's like I got fucked over in golf. I'm terrible at golf. I like it, but I'm terrible. Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due. Like it was just a cool show with a cool venue, and like it was awesome.
Yeah.
It even was really like the opening match with Davis and Jack Perry, like from start to finish, like it was only an hour, but it was wildly entertaining.
It really was. It was a hell of a matchup. Speaking of AEW, let's talk about Dynamite and their special collision. They were running 3 hours on Wednesday night. Of course, we mentioned earlier, Darby Allin successfully retained his AEW title on there as well against Kevin Knight. He kicked off the show with Juice Robinson and Moxley in action. Anytime those guys get in there, it's always fun. Big win for Chris Statlander and Karashita over Mina Shirakawa and Harley Cameron, which, by the way, Harley Cameron, we said it before so many times, she's such a gem. She is such a, like the promo beforehand with her and Mina, so good. Okada picking up a big win also.
That promo was a hot topic.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's like Harley put it. It's just like, well, when I'm wrestling in my gear, I'm practically wrestling in my bra. So what are you bitching about?
Well,
but facts. Also, we had a collision as well, special 1 hour collision after this. Of course, going into that, MJF coming out, demanding Darby Allin defend the title, but Darby pretty much, he put it out there. If the match is going to happen, folks, it is going to have to be MJF's hair on the line. So if it happens, it'll be Darby Allin defending the world title against MJF with his hair on the line. We'll find out this week on Dynamite if MJF is going to agree to those terms. But one other huge story coming out of this too, and we got to talk about it. Ted Turner passed away this past week. And I thought it was a really cool moment they had there, especially on Turner Network Television, to honor Ted Turner. Say what you will about this man, but I mean, he always was a huge kind of a supporter of pro wrestling in the early days, especially too, and when Turner Broadcasting, when cable first started up, like pro wrestling was such a huge part of Turner Broadcasting. And I mean, the stuff he did for WCW throughout the years and supporting it and giving it time and stuff and letting them kind of course, in the end, it ultimately bit WCW in the ass. But regardless, man, I mean, Ted Turner was for the fan. In my opinion, I think he was like for the fans. I mean, he introduced so many different things outside of Turner Broadcasting. I mean, even with like within his realm of like broadcasting networks with CNN, with Turner Classic Movies and stuff like that. So I think it was a really well done tribute they did to him at the beginning of Dynamite, and we want to wish the Turner family our best wishes here from Cole TV. Rest in peace to the late great Ted Turner. But we are on that road to AEW's Double or Nothing coming up here Memorial Day weekend. And so far, we got some matches we know it's going to take place. Takeshita Okada for the International Championship in that long-awaited encounter. We also know the women's title will now be defended in a four-way with Tekla defending against three former champions and Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Hikaru Shida. Tag titles are going to be on the line, too, in an I Quit matchup with Cope and Christian challenging FTR. And remember, if Cope and Christian cannot win the match, can't win the titles, then they have to retire. So huge ramifications there. Also, we know that Stadium Stampede is back. And it looks like Chris Jericho is going to be teaming up with the Elite and the Hurt Syndicate to take on the Demand and the Don Callis family in what appears to be a 7-on-7 matchup now. So that's going to be nuts. And of course, we'll see what happens with MJF and Darby. I would assume if that match happens, it's going to probably happen at Double or Nothing. Of course, as we get closer and closer to Double or Nothing, tune in here to PW60 as we will have you more updates on what is always one of the bigger shows of the year for AEW, Double or Nothing. Well, the wrestling world is talking about it. It's on a blaze. We've got even more free agents now out there, and some of them are pretty surprising. Where I'm not going to say his slave name, but we do thank God Jeff Cobb is a free agent again, along with Tongaloa. But the big one here is the New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are gone from the WWE. If you follow them, you kind of know the story. Essentially, they were asked to take a pay cut, which, I mean, think about it this way. If you were at a job and you were asked to take a 50% pay cut, and by the way, you're not being used to your full capabilities, would you stick around and stay? I don't think so. And that's what they did. They said, no, we're not going to do it. And kudos to both those guys. I don't know what's going to happen with them. I mean, I know what every wrestling fan's wet dream here is, because they've been talking about for years a matchup between the New Day and the Young Bucks and the Elite. So, but then again, I guess we got to stop saying that. Can't really call them that because that's copyrighted material to the feds. So, that being said, thankfully, our good friend, the Best Scout Machine, actually. Oh, wait a minute. What? Hold on a second. I'm being him again. Oh, God. Best Scout. All right. Well, I'm sorry. Best Scout's time has apparently been bought once again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to your TNA president, Carlos Silva. Yikes.
Good afternoon. I am TNA President Carlos Silva, and I greatly enjoyed the final season of Game of Thrones. Wait, this isn't. I'm not supposed to be doing a segment. Well, who's doing the segment this week? It is I. Wait. Oh look, the cameraman just. There we go. Ah yes, I, Marty Hyman, am doing the segment this week. For I don't get paid by PW60 anymore. I have to work here at the Employment Services for Reemployment Assistance, where I'll be helping various former WWE wrestlers get into the real world with new names because they can't legally use their name. Just like I can't use my real legal name because I committed various crimes of an obscene nature. They all involved woodland creatures. Kyrie Zane, it is good to meet you. Welcome. Now, I suggest you go from Kyrie Zane to Kyrie Insane. They'll think you're crazy. You're gonna walk around wearing a red hat and probably put more makeup on. You know, maybe you look like you could pass for a girl version of the guys from Demolition. If you want some hard candy, I need to get into my pocket right here. I'm sorry. I got childbearing hips. That's what the doctor calls them. Childbearing hips. I need you to get a Lifesavers cream saver from my front pocket. Do it now. Ah, Dexter Loomis. Speaking of Kyrie Insane, you're also insane as well. So insane, in fact, I think you should grab the hard candy from my pocket. It's the only way you're going to get a new job. Hello, Santos Escobar. I think you need to start wearing a mask. That's the ticket. Okay, Selena Vega. Picture it, you add one letter, you're Selena Vegan, and all you eat is Pop-Tarts. Ah, good, you're here. Could you go give me an upside down caramel, sorry, an iced upside down caramel macchiato from Starbucks? What do you mean you're not the assistant? You're obviously not a wrestler. Ah, there you are. Kofi Kingston. You can't use that last name anymore, but you can call yourself Kofi. So hear me out. You'll be introduced as the American Nightmare, Kofi Rhodes. No? All right. I got a better one for you. We'll call you Adam Kofiland. Adam Kofiland. It'll be at the cutting edge of excitement. Do you enjoy a hard candy? Gout! What are you doing here, Gout? You're not a wrestler, you... Wait a second. That's not Gout. That's Chaz Bono! Famed son of Sonny Bono and Bono from U2. It is a pleasure to meet you. Oh, I see you have some hard candy. Don't mind if I do. Is Marty Hyman gone yet? I am Carlos Silva. I am hiding from him, and I need to get back to watching the greatest film of all time, a Serbian film. Carlos Silva, away!
Well, I think that's the only time I'm happy to see Marty Hyman instead of Carlos Silva. Thank you so much, Marty, for those name suggestions. We'll see. I don't know, the American Nightmare, Kofi Rhodes. I think it could work. So, well, we mentioned we had new champions of the world of pro wrestling. We've got some new tag team champions over in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, as Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling's Yes Wonderland show took place, and Miya Watanabe and Rika Tatsumi would defeat the Inspiration to win those tag team championships. Of course, they've held them before, so once again, their reign as tag team champions. It's been a minute since they've held those, but I gotta say this was a fun show, but the main event was incredible. Once again, Yuki Arai successfully defending her Prince of Princess championship against Arusia Endo. Like, I think right now, I think Yuki Arai, to me, is probably, I think you could throw her in there and have a pretty good argument as the best Joshi wrestler of the year so far. She's had an amazing year, and she's had some incredible title defenses already. But if you would like to catch a replay of this show, of course, you can head up the Wrestle Universe app. You can also catch, yes, there you see new TJPW Prince of Princess Tag Champions. But you can also catch a replay of this on the Wrestle Universe app as well. Marvelous Wrestling celebrated their 10th anniversary, and this was a big show. Marvelous Wrestling, they put on some pretty awesome stuff if you've never seen them. Had a hell of a main event, man. Maybe one of the best Joshi matches I've seen this year, as Takumi Aurora would defeat Suri to retain the AAAW championship. Man, this was a classic back and forth encounter. I mean, I think they almost went like 30 minutes, it felt like, but dude, incredible matchup. Watch it just for that. But also, we do got new AAAW tag team champions as Nightshade and Nyla Rose would defeat Maria and Rico to lay claim to those tag team championships. But in my opinion, all great, but the coolest moment by far of the night was this. We got to see the world famous Crush Gals reunited. If you're a longtime Joshi fan or pro wrestling historian, you would know the Crush Gals, I would say, put Joshi wrestling on the top in the 80s. Their feuds with Dump Matsumoto, incredible. B-roll to kind of like, it's hard to sum it up, but the popularity of these two ladies, it was this in the same vein as like John Cena, as Roman Reigns, as like they were the face of Joshi wrestling in the 80s. Like Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, you can throw like just incredible performers. But cool as hell to see them reunited on the marvelous 10th anniversary show. And like I say, you can catch a replay of that, although it is a pay-per-view, so you do got to pay to watch, but it's definitely worth it, especially for that incredible main event. Well, let's talk about Ring of Honor's Honor Club from this past week. Had some very interesting matchups on that show, as always. Grizzled young veterans going down to Tommy Billington and Adam Priest, which I'm telling you, that tag team, man, they are so fun to watch. Reb Velvet continuing her winning ways as well. The Bang Bang Gang was in action as well against the Workhorsemen, but what everybody's talking about going into coming up here, and I believe a week from this Friday, it's Supercard of Honor is going to be coming up, one of the biggest shows of the year for Ring of Honor. Here's some of the matches you can have to look forward to that. For the Ring of Honor World Championship, our cousin Blake Christian, will be challenging Bandito for the championship. That's going to be interesting. Sorry, have mic problems there. Also, you got the Survival of the Fittest matchup for the ROH Women's Championship. I mean, good God, the only way they can even come close to dethroning Athena is throwing 5 other incredible athletes at her. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there, but my guts tell me I think your ROH Forever Champion's walking out with the gold. Nigel McGuinness will be in action too as well. The Pure Rules matchup against Josh Woods. You got speaking of the Pure title, the women's Pure title will be on the line with your favorite Deonna Purrazzo defending against Diamante, and the ROH TV title will be on the line. Women's TV title will be on the line as well. And of course, there's going to be more matches announced for that in the coming week. Stay tuned to PW60 here in a couple weeks. We'll have you the results from Supercard of Honor. Well, it's that time of the show. We need to spice things up again. Let's go to our good friend, Spicy Watt, for a spicy day.
It is your boy, La Sumisian, Gustavo, letting you know, fuck Dave Meltzer. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Short and to the point. I love it. Couldn't agree more. Well, a couple weekends ago, GCW had their first shows after the Collective, and they were some pretty awesome shows. Of course, there was Express Lane on Friday, but the one everybody's talking about, GCW, one night only in the former ECW arena. What a show this was, man. The main event was incredible. Nick Gage in a dream deathmatch matchup against Bear Bronson. What a brutal encounter that was. Speaking of brutal, too, man, my God, that matchup for the GCW Heavyweight Championship with Marcus Mathers challenging Atticus Cogar was impressive, to say the least. Viper's picking up one of the biggest wins of her career, defeating Joey Janela in one-on-one action. This show was awesome. It was loaded, and just the aesthetic of it alone, being in the world-famous ECW arena, definitely worth checking out. You can catch a replay of it over on Triller TV. You know what else you can catch a replay over there, too, is House of Glory hosted Glory at the Globe. Of course, our good buddy Best Gout was out at this show in L.A., What a matchup between Speedball Mike Bailey and Amazing Red. Holy shit, that was like the best match on the card by far. Like, just watch it just for that matchup alone. Amazing. Of course, Silify 2 and Lance Anoya going one-on-one as well. But you can catch a replay of that over on Triller TV as well. Speaking of independent wrestling, let's talk about this story. Jet Blue loses the Independent World Championship. Now, I'm not talking about a wrestler here, folks. I'm talking about the airline. JetBlue would lose Mance Warner's championship. I'm only going to say one thing and leave it at this. Spirit Airlines wouldn't have lost that championship. I'm just saying. This was some really sad news coming out of the world of independent pro wrestling this past week. Wrestler Brax tragically passed away. My understanding is, unfortunately, I believe there was I don't know how it escalated, but he did pass away due to some gunfire. I think it was like I think he may have been a passerby or something. I don't think it was like specifically targeted at him. So it's just sad to hear. You hate to hear that about anybody, but let alone a young upcoming pro wrestler. So our thoughts and prayers go out to this young man and his family. Brax, like I say, it's a terrible, terrible story. We hate to hear it. This was also a bummer of some news too, and this is right in our neck of the woods. the great Josh Crane is had to vacate his Naptown championship, as well as probably going to be vacating some others, because he is out with an injury right now. He's been working with a serious shoulder injury. He's going to have some surgery here up and coming. We here at PW60 want to wish him well and on his road to recovery. By the way, if you want to support him, go follow him on his socials. He has some merch for sale. I think there is a GoFundMe for his surgery. So, man, oh man, it's a bummer to see, because he was killing it over this. I mean, how many damn belts did he won in the past couple of years? Like what? He was 10 or 12 belts or something. He was giving Mercedes Monet a run for her money, for crying out loud. But man, oh man, Josh Crane, an incredible wrestler. Seriously, if you can't, go support him. Just even follow him on socials and stuff, and watch some of his stuff. He's just an amazing, amazing talent. But speaking of amazing talents, our good buddy, the Ratty Daddy himself, Cole Radrick, has returned to the world of pro wrestling. This is his second weekend back, and he looked phenomenal. Mr. B-Roll and myself got the privilege to watch him this past Saturday night at Emerge Wrestling show. Which, by the way, that vlog will be available later this week, Emerge 97. And right now, we're going to show you a sneak peek of our Emerge vlog coming out this Wednesday. Check this out. We are here for Emerge Wrestling. Well, there you go. There's just a sneak peek of some of the action you can see this upcoming Wednesday night here on Cole TV with our Emerge 97 vlog. Man, this was a tough one that came out these past couple of weeks. The former Rebel, AEW's Rebel, competed, of course, in TNA as well. Has been sick for a while now. She did officially announce that she's been diagnosed with terminal ALS. And really, she's just asking fans for like prayers and thoughts, and for she even said it herself in a bone-chilling statement, but it's the truth, for peaceful passing. Man, this was rough. Like, you just tell she's just an honest, sweet, and incredible person. She had an amazing career, but I mean, outside of that, you can just tell she's a genuinely sweet, good, amazing, incredible person. And man, you hate for this to be anybody, but when it happens to somebody who is just as kind-hearted and sweet as her, like, it's gut-wrenching. But what a strong woman. What an amazing person to be going through this and fighting this. Just know, here at PW6 and Cole TV, our hearts and our prayers are with you, Rebel. We just hope, I know you have peace of mind now knowing what you have, but I just hope your remaining days, however many they may be, are as magical and as wonderful as you are. But just gut-wrenching news. I don't think there's really like a GoFundMe or anything like that out there for her, but I mean, you can definitely support her by following her on social media, and hell, just giving her positivity, sending her positive vibes, content, comments, whatever it may be. But God bless you, Rebel. Like, you are such a sweetheart of a person. And you know, we'll be thinking about you, and you're definitely in our thoughts and prayers for sure. This was some amazing news, though, on turning things on a positive note here. UK women's wrestler Nina Samuels announced that she is pregnant with twins, which is amazing. We just got done watching her like over a month ago. It feels like wrestle Willow Nightingale at the Eve's Wrestle Queendom show. So massive congratulations to her. I'm sure she's going to be an amazing mom. It's got to be exciting. Follow her on her social media so you can see like her story and see like her journey as she becomes a mom to some twinsies coming up here in the very near future. But like I say, we here at PW6, we want to wish her congratulations on getting ready to become a mom of two. This was an interesting story. Mickey James has introduced Mrs. Sacco. We know Mr. Sacco from Mick Foley, but yes, she used a Mrs. Sacco in an independent wrestling show. My question is, how come this hasn't been done before? You know, it kind of makes it's like really like how come no other town had thought to do that yet? Because you got Mr. Sacco, why not a Mrs.? I mean, Mr. Sacco needs a Mrs., right? B-roll.
I mean, I guess, right? Like,
I mean, I don't know how they do it.
Two Saccos gotta do what two Saccos gotta do.
There you go.
I mean, I mean, like if you think about it, if you want to get technical, when one is folding socks, I mean, when Mr. Sacco and Mrs. Sacco.
Up next here on PW60, we're going to talk about how two Saccos procreate. No,
the birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees with socks. Because we know a lot about socks. Check out our movie we made a couple of years ago, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, in Oddball Stories 2 CMLL, look at this. The cast of the new show Stuart Fails to Save the Multiverse would attend a CMLL Arena Mexico show, and even more interesting than that, BTS, which is the K-pop band, which is extremely popular. I think the most popular K-pop band right now, maybe. I don't know. I don't really listen to a whole lot of K-pop unless it's we're going up. But I guess even like Mystico was wearing like their jacket and stuff. I guess Mystico's tight with those guys, but like it just goes to show you like how enthralling the world of Lucha Libre is, especially CMLL right now, man. It's incredible to watch. I mean, it's just a sight to see, just to be there in person, just to see the traditions of Lucha Libre, and CMLL is absolutely killing it and has been killing it for a while. But just completely random, completely odd. Speaking of random, let's go to our good buddy Brian with Brian's Random Moment of the Week here on PW60.
Bow! Haha, chicken says bok bok. Brian's House Random says, powder goatee, baby. Hey, happy belated Mother's Day to all the mamas, all the mothers out there. So much love to you as well. All right, so back for 2 minutes of random or else or something like that. Brian's House Random Moment of the Week as we keep on going. And yeah, it's my turn to talk about some wrestling history and things like that. And I like to look back in history. I was looking at some options of things people talked about and dream matches and whatnot. So I don't think this would have been a likely scenario, because I don't think that Seth Rollins was ever at a point where he could have been released, other than maybe after the Shield debuted. You know, if it wouldn't have worked, there's a possibility of that. But other than that, I don't think so. But let's just do a scenario. I think I've covered this before. What if Will Ospreay signed with Evolve at the time in 2016, when they had the Inside the Ropes interview and Paul Heyman come on there and talk to him, basically handed him a contract, which would have eventually led him, I'm sure, to being part of NXT/WWE, and history could have changed that way. But he went with New Japan. I think the right choice, of course, in looking back in history. But, hindsight's 2020. So many people talk about Seth Rollins, Will Ospreay as like a dream match. So let's say, what if, for some reason, it won't happen, because he's like one of the biggest cash cows on WWE side. But let's say, for some reason, Seth Rollins were to have been, let's say he was released or opted out of his contract in 2019. What if Seth Rollins was a free agent in 2019 and signed with All Elite Wrestling? What kind of matches could we have had up to this point so far? Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and tag matches, so much more. So comment below, let me know, what if Seth Rollins would have hypothetically left the WWE, let's say 2019, especially for that stinker in the Hell in a Cell, and was a part of AEW and the independent scene? What do you think would have happened?
Brian, always with such great questions. We thank you so much, brother. This was an interesting.
Tyler Black would be killing it.
Oh, Tyler Blackwood. Fuck yeah. This was an interesting story coming out. Trevor Murdoch has officially retired. Of course, Trevor Murdoch, longtime wrestler. Of course, we if you think about him in his earliest days, we got introduced to him in the WWE as a part of a tag team with Garrison Cade, multiple time tag champions there. Of course, did an incredible run in the NWA, former 2-time NWA world champion. So you know what, this man, he as a student of Harley Race, an old school wrestler, man. I mean, he pretty much done everything I think you could with the style of wrestling he works. Congratulations to him, man. He deserves it. He had a hell of a run, especially towards the end of his career, winning those NWA titles multiple times. Former NWA tag team champion too. So hell of a career, man. He's a good man. Follow him on socials too. He's got some fun social media stuff with his family and stuff. You can just tell he's a good, solid dude. He was a great worker, incredible performer. You know, the wrestling world, we're gonna miss him, man. But what a career the great Trevor Murdoch had. So congratulations to you, sir, on your retirement. This is a sad story. We got to talk about this. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Kind of a sad update, but I can't say we're too shocked, unfortunately. Mark Izzard, the wrestling fan who went to WrestleMania weekend, was found in his hotel room. He did pass away from natural causes. I believe they were able to get the body back to the UK. My understanding, I believe there was a GoFundMe for him as well. But man, the only thing I can say with this is, I mean, at least the man got to do what he loved and be a part of like one of the biggest weekends every year for pro wrestling fandom. No matter what company you love, man, this guy just loved pro wrestling through and through. So, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. But you hate to hear a story like this, but then again, as a diehard wrestling fan, what better way than to go out on this amazing weekend that he was having? So, once again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Mark Izzard family. We reported on this a couple weeks ago. Lucha Underground. It was kind of like, ooh, what they're teasing something's going on. Well, apparently it looks like Lucha Underground is about to go into syndication. Now, syndication for what network, what streaming service platform, we don't know. But it'll be just great to rewatch the library and catalog of Lucha Underground, and I wouldn't be shocked if this somehow led to maybe a reformation of Lucha Underground here in the very near future. I mean, pro wrestling is booming right now and doing so well. Why couldn't Lucha Underground do amazing and incredible? So,
Well, and I don't know if this is like what they're doing, but like I looked today, and apparently you can buy the seasons
oh really?
and watch it like on Prime or
Oh, okay. Well,
through
I
like
don't know if those
Roku.
have been there or not. I mean, I don't know. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't know.
If you've never seen Lucha Underground, oh my God, it's quite the sight to see. You got to check it out. It's amazing.
I can say it was like, I didn't check the others. It was like season 1 was like $44 on Prime,
Yeah.
but it looked like it was about like 40 episodes. So
Yeah, it was quite a bit. So, but even if you just watch it here on YouTube or whatever, Lucha Underground was an amazing promotion. So it's gonna be interesting to see, like, if it gets some more momentum. Like I say, if it comes back in some capacity, because I think it would do well. I mean, it was a fascinating show to say the least. And our last story this week here on PW60, CMLL's biggest show, or one of their biggest shows of the years, is coming up. We've got an announced date. It's going to happen on June the 19th. Fantastica Mania in Mexico. CMLL will be working with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So stay tuned here the coming weeks of PW60 as we will have you the updated card and what to look forward to on that show. Before we close out here tonight, you saw at the beginning of the show, tonight's show was dedicated to the memory of a couple individuals here. First, we want to talk about Deanna Shelton. Now, if you don't know, Deanna is the mother of our good buddy, the light-skinned Gaijin. Good brother of the show, man. An incredible human being. Just an incredible person to begin with. And I can tell you this. his mom and his dad, like, man, they did a hell of a job raising their son because they raised him right. Because he is just one of the most outstanding dudes I've ever met. Just a great person. I mean, Bernard, our thoughts and our prayers are with you. We love you, brother. I know your mom's awful proud of the man that you became. And I mean, just a rough year for him too. I know, with also losing his father this past year as well. But just know your PW60 family, we got your back. We love you. You are in our thoughts and prayers, brother. I know, especially with Mother's Days being yesterday, got to be tough, but just know we're thinking of you, brother. We are thinking of you. And then I I had a loss too. B-roll. I'm going to talk about this one. I love you, brother. Uh, but I want to talk about this man right here. I lost my uncle, Dale Grammer. If you knew this guy, if you knew him, sorry, just one of the most genuine, amazing people you would ever meet. I mean, the guy, he put a smile on anybody's face. You can see here in this picture. I mean, it's just I'm looking at this and I have nothing but joy. But as amazing as a man, as just a great person as he was, as a loving man as he was, like just he he was one of one. Like this man, one of the hardest workers I've ever known. He did landscaping for years. I'm gonna tell you guys a story here. Um, and why I want to share this with you all is because he loved pro wrestling, guys and girls. He was a huge pro wrestling fan. We would watch wrestling. Like I can tell you, like one of my fondest memories, and I got a lot, trust me. But one of my fondest memories with him was just he would work all day. I mean, not he worked for an amazing couple here in our hometown. That had just amazing landscaping, and he was a landscaper, and he was one of the best. He had his own landscaping company. He did it also as well. So he worked for them and also did his own thing on the side. I mean, this man would put in like 12, 14-hour days, whatnot. But I mean, we would talk, and like he would put in all this time and stuff, and he would come home, or he would come. There would be a couple days like he would come over to my house, and just like after a long ass day of work, and just be like want to watch wrestling with me, because he loved wrestling. Like we would do, like he got really into like watching ECW, and when TNA first kind of like started out, we would watch the pay-per-views religiously. He would but he would come over. It would be the coolest thing, man. So I would do like these I did tape trading back in the day, and like I'd introduce him to the world of ECW, and I would like put these kind of compilations together, kind of like almost like a mixtape, so to speak, and like of a mini pay-per-view or something. He would just come over to the house and just watch it, and just after this man has busted his ass all day, and just to spend time with his nephew, man. And I mean, he's got a beautiful wife, two amazing daughters, amazing grandchildren. He was just, he loved everybody, man. He was such a freaking positive influence. And I mean, he just made you want to be a better person. We need more people like Uncle Dale, man. He was just the be all end all. Like another story I'll tell you here. So this man, like I say, he was a hard worker for so many years, and we were actually going to go to our first show together back in 2006. We were actually going to go to the WWE versus ECW show in Dayton, Ohio. We were so pumped for it, so hyped for it, and that week his life would change forever, because he would have a serious injury and would break his back. couldn't make it to the show. We went in the show in his spirit. I remember like we took a sign for my uncle, and God love her, my own mom, doesn't watch wrestling. My mom went to an ECW show, guys. If you know ECW, and the fact that she went to a freaking ECW show in honor of this man just shows you the bond that she had with him, the bond that we had with all of them. And I can remember him going through his rehab and stuff and visiting him all the time. And I would take tapes up there and we'd watch wrestling, man, to kind of keep his mind off of it. But this man, through it all, like with a broken back, going through like just so much in his life, and like still was constantly a positive person. He'd always smiling, always would raise your spirits. The world need more people like Dale Grammer. I can tell you that right now. Because this man, he was my uncle, but I mean, he was one of my best friends, and our whole family's hurting. I'm hurting, but the thing is, man, there's so many great memories with him to look back on. Like I said, Dale is the type, he'd just make you want to be a better person. Like he'd always raise your spirits. I wish I could put it into words, and I hope I'm articulating as best I can, but just like no words can do him justice. Like we lost somebody who was such an amazing person, such an incredible man, such a great family man, such a hard worker. Like I say, the world needs more people like Louis Dale Grammer. And I know you're up there now, looking down. I know you're up there with your sister, your mom and dad, and I know you're smiling down on us all right now. We're gonna miss you, man. I'm gonna miss being able to watch wrestling with you, and just. But I'm always gonna have those memories. I'm always gonna have those memories with my Uncle Dale. I love you, Uncle Dale. Rest in peace.